Tonight at 10, an art collective in Oregon, Wisconsin is shining a light on mental health, how the project is helping people heal. Plus, a Racine County man commits voter fraud to prove a point. Now some are pushing for criminal charges against this man. And we are following the latest out of Kentucky as several communities continue to struggle with devastating floods. That's all coming up at 10. But first, tonight at 10, one person is dead and 4 others were seriously hurt after a bizarre stabbing incident in Wisconsin Saturday. It happened when a number of people were tubing on the Apple River near the Minnesota-Wisconsin border. A 52-year-old man allegedly attacked the group with a knife. A 17-year-old boy was killed. 1 woman and 3 men were hospitalized with stab wounds. The suspect tried to escape, but has since been taken into police custody. St. Croix County Sheriff's deputies say it's just too early in this investigation to say whether the stabbing was random. 2 men were arrested early this morning after police say that they were parked in a no trespassing lot and then drugs were found in their car. Police found the vehicle was parked in the lot of the 400 block of West Johnson Street around 2 a.m. A 23-year-old man was arrested on charges of possessions of drugs. Another 23-year-old man was arrested on charges for carrying a concealed weapon and trespassing. The other 2 passengers were released but given multiple citations for trespassing. 2 men are in custody after Madison police say that they beat and stabbed another man last night. Officers were called to the 6800 block of Park Ridge Drive just before 10:45. Police said that after an argument, a 48-year-old man and a 56-year-old man allegedly attacked a man and injured him. The victim and the suspects knew each other. Both attackers were allegedly intoxicated at the time. A short time later, a second argument broke out and the 48-year-old suspect allegedly stabbed the victim multiple times. The victim was taken to a local hospital but is expected to survive. Both suspects face multiple charges. All right, we've got an alert day coming up in just a few days. Chief Meteorologist Gary Kennulty joins us now on the weather patio. Gary, how's it tonight?
Right now, it's perfect, Brad. Temperatures are comfortable and the humidity levels are still low. As we take a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam, sunny skies this morning, and just those fair weather cumulus clouds popping up during the afternoon and dying down as we headed towards sunset. No rain across Wisconsin. A few showers and thunderstorms now moving into western Minnesota, but those won't reach us until sometime later tomorrow night. High temperatures today, lower 80s here in Madison. Janesville topped out at 81. Most areas upper 70s to the lower 80s. Current temperatures are in the upper 60s to the lower 70s. Janesville, the warm spot right now at 73 degrees, but already down to 61 degrees in Camp Douglas. Dew point temperatures are in the upper 50s. Temperatures won't get quite as cool as they did last night. We do have that alert day in the forecast, though, for Wednesday. That's when we're looking for high heat and humidity with high temperatures in the lower 90s and heat index readings perhaps as high as 103 degrees. Look for mostly clear skies overnight. Low temperature dropping to about 62. Tomorrow should be mostly sunny and pleasantly warm with a high of 84. Look for some thunderstorms tomorrow night, but the heat and humidity kick in for Wednesday. I'll have more on that and how long it'll last in just a few minutes.
So much, Gary. There is only 10 days until Wisconsin's primary election, and the state's elections commission wants to make sure all of their electronic voting equipment is working right. Today, the commission held a public test for their equipment. All municipalities are required to publicly test their machines before each election. Testing is also done to help confirm the accuracy of the machine's programming and bring transparency to this process.
Because it is a primary, there are a lot of test ballots to feed into these machines, and we do have 99 machines that we have to test because we have 99 polling places. We are performing that test now so that we can make sure that the equipment is accurately testing everything.
So programming is verified by feeding a set of pre-marked ballots into each machine and reviewing the results tape that is generated. Following the test, the equipment and the memory devices are secured for the upcoming election. A Racine County man committed voter fraud in an attempt to show the state's absentee ballots are not secure. Courtney Sisk explains.
That's what it takes to stop the fraud in our elections so we can have safe, real, safe, secure elections. Yes, I'll go behind bars.
Committing a crime to prove a point. It's the risky move Racine County man Harry Wade admits he did. He's president of the self-described watchdog group Hot Government.
Just Harry, in your own words, what did you do?
I was notified that there may be vulnerabilities in the online WIC voting system. So in order to test them on Tuesday night, we went online and we ordered ballots for Corey Mason, who's the mayor of the city of Racine, and Robin Voss, who happens to be our state assembly leader.
Waite wouldn't say who else was involved in the process he recorded, but tells 12 News he was the one who hit the request button for other people's absentee ballots.
After I did notify Robin Voss and Corey Mason that I had successfully logged into the WEC system and ordered their ballots to be sent to me.
He said he doubts he'll receive their ballots now since he told them, but he says he also did the same process for other Wisconsin residents with their permission. He said no one from the Election Commission or clerk's office notified those other voters of an address change, but he still hasn't received those ballots as of Thursday.
First, outrage. Second, disbelief that he would do something so reckless and stupid.
Racine Mayor Corey Mason shocked by the news.
For a long time, there have been people so desperate to find election fraud that I think Mr. Waite has become the very thing that he claims to despise, which is apparently a felon who will steal somebody's vote.
Waite says it was a chance he was willing to take for the greater good of the community.
We actually videoed this whole piece, and we will give it to the government if they want to prosecute me. You know, technically I did commit a crime, but, you know, there was no nefarious intentions with it. We just wanted to show how easily it could be done.
He also told me he talked to Racine County Sheriff Christopher Schmeling after making the illegal ballot request.
You had asked Schmeling if he would arrest you if you did this. What did he tell you?
That question was actually on the telephone. After I said, does this mean you're not going to arrest me? And he said, hell no. So he has no intentions of arresting me. He's very grateful for what I did.
Did you know about that?
I've not heard of that.
The Wisconsin Election Committee called a special meeting Thursday to discuss the allegations. Some members of the committee pushed to make a criminal referral against Harry Waite, but no official referrals have been made. President Joe Biden has once again tested positive for COVID-19.
Hey folks, Joe Biden here. Tested positive this morning. Going to be working from home for the next couple days. And I'm feeling fine. Everything's good. But Commander and I got a lot of work to do.
In a letter, the president's physician said it's a rare case of rebound COVID. The news comes more than 3 days after the president was cleared to leave isolation. The president also released a message on Twitter today saying that he is going back into isolation for the safety of others. At least 25 people are dead after flash floods left several Kentucky communities underwater this week. And with several others still missing, that number is expected to rise. Right now, emergency workers are scrambling to locate victims and survivors of the flash floods that tore through the state this week. The powerful storm knocked out internet and cell service for many, and the entire buildings were ripped off of their foundations and carried away by the water.
People's lost their homes, can't get to their jobs. I mean, it's devastating. This is probably the worst devastating I've ever seen.
Thousands are still without power, and several communities do not have any running water. Kentucky officials say restoring electricity is a top priority before a heat wave settles in over the region next week. It appears Russia wants to add names to a proposed prisoner swap for Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke with Russia's foreign minister about the proposal yesterday. The State Department says it will not comment on the situation, but the Biden administration has reportedly offered to release Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout if the Kremlin will release Griner and Whelan. Sources familiar with the discussions say that the Russians suggested adding former Soviet Colonel Vadim Krasnikov to the swap. He worked for Russia's domestic spy agency and is serving a life in prison in Germany for the murder of a former Chechen fighter. A new bill introduced in Congress this week would protect recording artists from having their lyrics used against them in court. The RAP Act, which stands for Restoring Artistic Protection, aims to protect a musician's right to creative expression. The bill's sponsor used the example of Bob Marley, who recorded "I Shot the Sheriff," which was not actually a confession to a real crime. Music industry leaders and groups like the Black Music Action Coalition are showing strong support for this new legislation. Good news for one lucky Mega Million winner. The ticket for the winning was the second largest jackpot in the lottery history, and it was sold in Illinois yesterday. The odds of winning the jackpot were 1 in 300 million. If you'd like a comparison, you have about a 1 in 2 million chance of getting attacked by a bear. That's according to the National Park Service. The winner can choose to the installment payments or the $747 million lump sum, which comes at $523 after Uncle Sam gets a hold of it. The location where the winning ticket was sold will receive a cash bond of $500,000. Generic graphics and stock photos are the representation of mental health that we see most. But an Oregon-based art collective is hoping to help change that by launching a new literary and art journal. Talia Mahadin shares how the Layered Onion is bringing real people and real stories to the forefront.
Any artist who has mental and emotional health challenges, we want to be there for them.
Linda Seith has been helping artists break down access barriers since January.
It has been so rewarding.
A creator herself, she co-founded the Layered Onion to focus on artists facing mental health challenges, like her own.
I mean, it's talked about, as you know, ad nauseum, but it doesn't mean it's gotten better.
More than 90 artists from all over the world have joined the Layered Onion, taking advantage of the group's efforts, allowing artists to focus on their work instead of self-promotion, avoiding the anxiety that often comes with.
When I looked at the proof for the shallot, I cried.
The Shallot is the collective's latest venture, a literary and art journal sharing their lived experiences with mental health.
I cried both for the staff and how hard they worked, but for those artists and the courage it took for them to put out their representations of self and having the world see it and be known.
This is incredible.
For Hodgepodge owner Katie Gibbons, getting involved was a no-brainer, in part because the issue hits close to home.
Dealt with many family members who struggle with mental illness.
And as a fellow artist, she understands the value the collective brings. So through her cafe and cocktail bar, the 27-year-old is offering another platform.
Use our space to help those who also create art and have mental struggles that maybe prevent them from being able to get their art out.
Together, these two women are working to make a difference, each convinced the other is more inspiring. In Verona, Talia Mahadin, News 3 Now.
Right now, group members are paying out of pocket to support initiatives, but do have plans to crowdfund. The Shallot will be available on the Layered Onion's online shop and in print by mid-August. Today in Warner Park, Disability Pride Madison held the Disability Pride Festival. Entertainers, artists, and other groups came out to support. The group that put this event together said that they work as a cross-disability organization to support and celebrate disabled communities and promote disability justice. We spoke with an organizer who shared why she thinks being an advocate for her community is so important.
There's a big misconception about people who use crutches, canes, walkers, adaptive equipment, plus the invisible parts where mental health, heart conditions, there's a lot of misconception, and so we're hoping to just raise awareness and have those conversations that help us understand that we're not that much different. We're not scary people.
Today's event was in honor of Disability Pride Month. Celebrations are meant to commemorate the passing of the landmark Americans with Disabilities Act, which took place in July of 1990. Next at 10, how Fox Valley Technical College is hoping to help with a labor shortage in the meatpacking industry.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Hi, I'm Scott Walker. Please join me in voting for Rebecca Clayfish for governor. Rebecca stood with me as we took on the big government special interest and cut taxes. While Rebecca and I were fighting for reform, Tim Michael's company was teaming up with the union bosses and those lobbying for a gas tax increase. Rebecca and I knew that these increases would hurt Wisconsin families, so we stopped them. There's only one conservative fighter in the race for governor. Her name is Rebecca Clayfish.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road this summer. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther this summer in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Qualified lessees can sign and drive this Equinox for around $340 a month. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees are extra. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Ron Johnson never thinks about people like me. He's all about those Washington guys. Drug companies, insurance companies. Johnson took their money and pushed for billions in special corporate tax breaks, and even admitted benefiting from them himself. No wonder Johnson's net worth doubled since he's been in Washington. Meanwhile, Johnson thinks we ought to consider raising the retirement age. We ought to put Ron Johnson into retirement instead. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Tomorrow morning, how a new law across the state border is aiming to prevent hair discrimination.
And temperatures are going to be a bit warmer, but we're going to be tracking some showers that could be rolling overnight. We'll have your forecast Sunday morning from 6:30 to 8.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Coming together for a good time and good prizes. That's what people were doing today at Penn Park as Urban Triage hosted their annual kickback event. The free event gives opportunities to anyone who wants to join to get gift cards and other prize donations from community members. Organizers say it's an opportunity for families, friends, and Urban Triage supporters to celebrate the unity that happens when you make the needs of the community a priority.
A friend of mine, she's a vendor, and she told me about the event, that it was free and it's for a good cause for the community, for Madison. So I said, why not? Why not come out here and promote my business, and then also probably connect with the other vendors that are out here so we can support each other.
The event had free food, activities, cash prizes, and gift giveaways, all provided by Urban Triage. Fox Valley Technical College in Northeast Wisconsin is trying to help with the labor shortage. Monique Lopez tells us the school is now offering a Meet Talent Certificate program.
Every sector of Wisconsin's agricultural economy has been hit hard in the past couple of years, including meat processing.
When the industry went through the COVID-19 pandemic, there were disruptions in the supply chain that affected the meat processing industry and then livestock producers in the state of Wisconsin.
In January, Governor Tony Evers announced $5 million to fund meat talent careers. Fox Valley Technical College is one of 9 other colleges taking advantage.
Because we already have meat ID and sanitation running, and we have the capability currently on staff and on schedules to run 9 sections of meat ID per year, and sanitation has a limitless capacity. That means we can bring in any number of students.
The 8-credit certificate will give students the chance to get hands-on experience, working directly with farmers and interning with processors.
We need to work with the people that are helping to turn our livestock or our food products into food that the consumer is getting.
The program also includes slaughtering experience at 3 mobile harvest units and tuition reimbursement.
This is going to be huge for the state and for our students because many of our students are not financial aid eligible for these programs. So helping them to receive this educational opportunity by allowing them to receive funding to partake in courses so they can advance their careers and reach their goals is phenomenal.
Students already in the culinary program can still take advantage of this opportunity. The certificate can just be an addition to their degree.
I asked him, was there any further education I could take in meat processing? And, unfortunately it wasn't available then. So, yeah, this is amazing, and I'm unbelievably excited.
All right, let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Gary, how's it looking?
Looking very nice. Tomorrow should be just like today, just a couple of degrees warmer. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for high temperatures, middle 80s for tomorrow, and then there'll be some thunderstorms tomorrow night, probably right around midnight, give or take a couple hours. Then dry weather returns for Monday, Tuesday, and most of Wednesday, and then we'll see some thunderstorms late Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. But it'll be dry again for Thursday and Friday, and most of next weekend as well. Maybe some thunderstorms late Saturday into Saturday night, and then dry weather for the start of the following week. Over the next 10 days, you can see those high temperatures every day above normal temperatures. The average high is right around 82, but you can see that 93 sticking out there on Wednesday, but even later next week, upper 80s as we head into next weekend. And because of that high of 93 on Wednesday, we do have an alert day in the forecast for not only that high, but also the dew point temperatures will be around 70. So you factor those together, it'll feel like between 98 and 103 degrees. If temperatures are a couple degrees warmer and the storms arrive a little bit later, could be even hotter than that. On Doppler track tonight, Wisconsin's in the clear. Some light showers and a couple of thunderstorms moving through the Dakotas into western Minnesota. Tomorrow there is a severe weather threat up toward the Twin Cities, maybe an isolated severe storm moving into northwestern Wisconsin during the evening. But by the time those storms reach us, it'll be, like I say, around midnight or so. The storms will be weakening, maybe a couple of heavy downpours, but I'm not expecting any severe weather. And then on Monday, the severe weather threat shifts to the south and east. So the timing of this front is perfect to keep the severe weather away, at least from our part of the Midwest. The rainfall amount, again, spotty. There'll be a few spots that pick up maybe a half inch or a little bit more, but those will be the exception rather than the rule. These storms will be pretty quick moving, so they're not going to dump a lot of rain, and there'll be a few places that might even miss out on the rain altogether. High temperatures today, very comfortable in our part of the Midwest, low to mid 80s. The heat right now centered over the western Dakotas back into Minnesota and Wyoming. Right now, temperatures are mainly in the upper 60s and lower 70s through the state. Those dew point temperatures in the 50s. That means another comfortable night with temperatures not too warm overnight. Tomorrow, look for a high of 84 degrees with mostly sunny skies, but as the showers and storms move in tomorrow night, those humidity levels will increase. We start out in the lower to middle 60s tomorrow morning, highs in the mid 80s, lots of sunshine through the day, and then here comes that little line of showers and storms moving through very quickly. By Monday morning, they're already gone, and then look for temperatures in the lower 80s as we head into Monday. Again, rainfall amounts spotty. A few areas might pick up over a half inch. Most areas probably less than a quarter of an inch of rain. 7 to 10 day forecast, 84 on Tuesday. Then the heat and humidity kick in for Wednesday with the alert day, high 93. Thunderstorms late afternoon into Wednesday night along a cold front, and then temperatures drop off a little bit, and the humidity drops off at least for Thursday. But as we head into next weekend, we're back into the upper 80s, a little more humidity, maybe a thunderstorm chance late Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. Otherwise, just typical summer weather into next week.
All right, growing up, August always meant corn season in my household. I don't know if it was for you either. But how has the weather been this summer, do you think, for the crops?
Actually, I think pretty good, because we've had a couple of spells of rain, sometimes almost too much rain. We've had those swaths of 2 and 3 and 4 inch rainfalls, but that, you know, for the most part, we haven't had a lot of flooding or anything. So I think overall it's been a good year. I'll have to check with the farmers, but the corn out here looks pretty good.
Yeah, I know. The old saying was knee-high by the 4th
of July.
Not anymore, right?
No, it's well above that now.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much, Gary. Okay. All right, Ford Madison looking to end the homestand on a high note tonight. Highlights from tonight's matchup coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When we needed new doors and windows for our home, we were looking for someone we could trust.
We've done the bargain brand windows. We've done the runaround.
What we loved about Next Door and Window is that they were different. The experts guided us through every step of their no-pressure process.
We really loved their educational approach. Next Door and Window helped us understand what was right for us.
They have a totally different approach to doors and windows. They made the window and door replacement process simple.
Call 844-600-NEXT to get 50% off your installation.
When my family opened the first Culver's in Sauk City, Wisconsin, you know what we did? We gave it our all, making sure everyone felt welcome, sharing our favorite foods from around the state, like Butterburgers and fresh frozen custard, greeting every guest with all our heart, crafting each meal with care, believing a smile makes everything taste better. And it's a tradition we bring with us yet today, from our hometown to yours. Welcome to Delicious.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike, because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Get 1.9% APR for 48 months on a new 2022 Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
In a recent clinical study,
patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity,
using less or a lot less oral pain medicines,
and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Imagine not being able to cool yourself by pressing a button. For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Families, elderly, disabled, and veterans. A hot summer day is not simply uncomfortable for them. It can be deadly. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home.
And my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5,000 more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
News 3 now, and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County are collecting school supplies for area students.
Please help us by donating at News 3 Now, Dane County Boys and Girls Clubs, or participating Walgreens. Visit channel3000.com for details, then donate.
Madison closes out its 3-match homestand tonight in front of a jam-packed Breese-Stevens field. The Mingos are coming off a draw to Union Omaha, hoping to end the stretch at home with a win over the Northern Colorado Hailstorm. It's the second meeting of the season. Mingos got the win earlier this month. Defense, and some more defense. Both sides struggling to put the ball in the net. Finally, they're able to break through the Hailstorm. They do it first. This one ends in a 1-1 draw. Wisconsin's defense is getting a lot of attention as the upcoming season gets closer. Well, that makes sense. Last season, the best in the nation, then they lose several veteran players, so naturally everyone's ready to see what the new guys can do. While on the offensive side of the ball, plenty of things to look out for as well. We got new faces, a new coordinator, and a fresh outlook by QB1 Graham Mertz. Last summer, he preached consistency. 1 year later, that's still his message, but he's taken it a step further. Consistency in all aspects of his life.
That's all it is. That's it. And it's not just consistency on the field. It's consistency in everything you do, whether it be what you're eating, when you're stretching, how you're working out, why you're working out. Like truly having that purpose. I'd say just having consistency and that purpose behind it is it's a game changer.
Brewers are 6-1 following the All-Star break. They hold a 3-game lead over the Cardinals in the NL Central and have the chance to pick up another series win this afternoon. So in all, the Brew Crew sitting pretty heading into Game 2 with the Red Sox. And the Brewers, they strike early. Out of the gate, it's Rowdy Tellez who drives in run number 1. Well, Omar Narvaez follows it up, adds that early lead in the next inning with a solo home run. And since coming back from the IL, Hunter Renfroe has pretty much been unstoppable. He extends the lead against his former team with a 2-run blast over the Green Monster. Brewers lay it on, win this one at 9-4. In the minor leagues, the Beloit Skycarp are hosting the Quad Cities for a 6-game series. Tonight it's Game 5, but the Skycarp fall 7-5. Series wraps up tomorrow with the first pitch at 1:05. And the Mallards are on the road for a pair of games with the Battle Jacks. Mallards come up short in the series opener, 5-2. The final, the second game of this series is tomorrow at 1:35. Rocket Mortgage Classic is airing here on CBS this weekend, and it's moving day in Detroit. Coming up the board to challenge the leader is Tony Finau. He's fresh off winning the 3M Open. It's a back-and-forth battle between Finau and Taylor Pendrith. Two of them are tied atop the board at 21 over. The final round tees off here tomorrow at 2. We'll be right back.
Mom, Abel's looking for you.
Oh, all right. As parents, we know that all Wisconsin kids should grow up in a healthy, safe world. As a women's health doctor, I know that access to abortion services is fundamental to personal and economic success. I'm going to fight for financial security so Wisconsin families can succeed and even dream. I'm Jillian Bettino, a mother, a doctor, a fighter, and I'm running for Wisconsin State Treasurer.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for the rest of summer on all Silverado pickups. Plus, get 2.49% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Wow, this is where you work now?
Figured I deserved a more inspiring space. And with home values being up, I had a lot of equity. So I got a home equity line of credit from Summit, and voila, added a home office.
Took your business to the next level.
Hey, you two have been in your place for a couple years now. Any fun plans?
Well, we just finished a refi with Summit.
Really?
And the plan is to make a bunch of great memories.
We're gonna use the savings to get a camper.
Whatever your goals, Summit Credit Union can help you use your home's equity to go get them.
Won't you come with me to the Wisconsin? Great state of Wisconsin State Fair.
Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, August 4th through the 14th.
On your springs break, we know that tomorrow is too late.
At Precision, we're prepared. We have everything that we need on the vehicle, fix just about any garage door the same day.
We need to take care of these issues right away and get you moving so that you continue on with your life.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Out here, we know a thing or two about beef. Hy-Vee knows beef too. Only 6 out of 100 cattle are even good enough to bear the Hy-Vee brand. Only 6 out of 100. Quality like that is hard to find. So enjoy your Hy-Vee steak this weekend. You've earned it.
I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
A call for action over home contracting jobs left unfinished, Monday at 10.
Gary, how we looking, huh?
Very nice. If you like today, you'll love tomorrow. Skies are clear right now. There's a live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Temperatures right now, upper 60s, a couple places near 70, mainly near Lake Michigan and out toward La Crosse. Dew point temperatures, though, very comfortable, upper 50s. Nice day tomorrow, high of around low of about 62, high of around 84.
All right, Gary, that sounds great. Have a great night, everyone, and thanks for watching.